evening, ghosts and ghouls. You're listening to a horrible podcast.
It's the one, the only JT Ripper, and I'm here with my buddy,
Todd of Thunder.
and you're listening to a horrible conversation today. Today we're going to be bringing you the latest topics and news and all the fun tiddly stuff to go with the horror community.
Yes, indeed. And unfortunately, we have to start off with some sad news.
Yeah, unfortunately.
There was two big ones that passed away this following week. One of them was Lisa Loring, who was the original Wednesday actor in the Addams Family series.
Yeah, I saw that.
She was 64. And the other one was George P. Wilbur.
Yeah,
who was famous for his acting and stunt work in The Return of Michael Myers Part 4 and The Curse of Michael Myers, which was Part 6.
Yeah.
He was 81.
Sucks. I never got a chance to meet him.
Yeah, me neither.
He was on the list, too.
Yeah, I mean, he was a part of the Halloween Michael Myers history. He played in other, projects as well, but those in the horror community would know him better for the Michael Myers role. But getting to some, fun stuff. Chucky Season 2 is coming to DVD and Blu-ray March 28th. So if you're a collector and you like that series, be on the lookout for that. And
Hopefully it'll be on... oh, sorry, I hit puberty really quick. Hopefully it'll be on streaming services soon, because I've been wanting to watch it.
Yeah, my son's been asking when this is coming on, and I have no idea. I would have thought that it would be on already, and I wish they would do it the way they do other streaming services where, if it airs on television, like the next day or a day or two later, the episode would come to the streaming service. That would make more sense to me.
That's how I was hoping they was going to do it, but they did not do it like that. Not like the Last of Us is doing, actually.
Yeah,
You can't win them all.
Yeah, I guess they're going to give it the whole fucking Stranger Things treatment.
Yeah,
we're gonna
dump it all at once.
Yeah, we're going to have to wait till everybody's fucking 35 before it comes on. And also, The Return of Swamp Thing, the crazy sequel to the Wes Craven Swamp Thing movie, is finally coming and getting a 4K release.
Word? I know what I'm going to be buying.
So, I've always loved that movie. I always thought it was wacky. Always loved Swamp Thing. He was like, I remember the old show. They used to come on Sci-Fi Channel that I used to watch all the time. So
yeah, I had I love that show. I had the figures and everything.
Yeah, I had the figures as well. One of my figures.
My favorite figure was like the one that had like the retractable arm.
Yeah, it was like on a rope and you squeezed his legs together and it came back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had the exact same one. And for a brief moment, it didn't last long. I think it was like maybe 4, maybe 5 episodes. They tried to make an animated show.
Yeah.
And I remember watching it briefly, but like I said, they only made like 5 episodes. And I think I saw maybe 1 or 2 before it went kapooey.
Well, to piggyback off of that Swamp Thing news, I don't know if you know, but James Gunn is now in charge of the DC universe now. Like he's in charge of like the next like 5 or 10 years of movies. Mm-hmm. Because he's done with Marvel, and Swamp Thing is actually in in his plans. So,
well, hopefully, I was so disappointed with the series because it was they gave up on it.
Yeah,
that's plain and simple. They gave up on it like like their name is Netflix.
Yeah, well, I take that back. They're doing something Swamp Thing related. It's going to be tied in.
Well, hopefully what they can do is come out with a brand new movie, get people to go see it, and then maybe try to do another show. If they're worried about people not watching the show or not remembering Swamp Thing or whatever. I mean, to me, give it the Ghost Rider treatment. Like when the Ghost Rider film came out,
yeah.
I remember as a kid, they had a cartoon of that.
Yeah. I had the figures.
But when the movie came out, I had totally forgotten about it. But
the cartoon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the movie helped me remember what that character was. So maybe if they came out with a movie, somebody would be like, oh, yeah, I remember that. I used to watch that on Sci-Fi.
Yeah. Well, I think James Gunn will do pretty good. He's a pretty good director. I mean, he made some of the best Marvel movies. So.
Well, hopefully, DC is a little bit darker than Marvel.
I think that's the route he's going. He's the first Batman movie is actually Batman Beyond.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
They're doing the Batman Beyond thing.
Yeah, but the story is going to focus on him and Damian Wayne.
Okay.
I know it's not really horror news, but I mean, it kind of ties into. Let's be honest, people. If you're listening to this, and you love horror movies, you like other movies too. We're not stupid. I mean, I love my superhero movies just as much as the next person, and DC hasn't been treated with the kind and care that it deserves, and James Gunn is the one person I know that can turn this around.
Yeah, pretty much if it's not Batman related, it's not really taken care of at DC. So like Batman and Birds of Prey and Harley Quinn, all that stuff is still kind of treated delicately. Anything else is kind of, let's throw it to the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah, pretty much. Do you know the producer of Wild Wild West?
No.
I can't think of his name. Anyway, I just want to tell this story real quick because I saw it on TikTok and thought it was fucking hilarious. Kevin Smith wrote a script for Superman, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they were going to do it and everything, and then they had this director, which is the guy that directed Wild Wild West. And then he met with Kevin, and he said, all right, 3 things in the Superman movie. He ain't going to wear his stupid suit. He's not going to fly. And at the 3rd act of the movie, he's got to fight a giant spider. So, Kevin Smith says, all right, I'm with my kids, and we're watching Wild Wild West, and I realized, when we're watching this, that it's the same director that I was going to work with. And then he said, I'll be damned that, because Kevin Smith turned down, the whole thing because the guy was just crazy. Mm-hmm. And in the 3rd act of fucking Wild Wild West,
yeah,
he got a giant spider. Because, after the meeting, they go up to Kevin Smith, and they say, did he talk to you about the spider? He's like, yeah, he was very hell-bent on the spider. He's like, yeah, see if you can talk him out of that. Yeah. He got a spider in the end.
I remember Wild Wild West, and the guy kind of had his limbs cut off, and it was the mechanical spider legs. And Wild Wild West was a crazy movie because it was one of those, it was taking place in the Western times and Western traditions, but at the same time, Will Smith was kind of a superhero, and who was the other guy? Calvin Klein? Is that his name? Kevin Klein or
Kevin? I don't know.
Anyway, they teamed up, and they were kind of superheroes, and the bad guy was, because of those big giant mechanical spider legs, he was kind of like a big super villain.
Yeah.
So it was like a Western, superhero movie, years before Jonah Hex. So
yeah.
But I always enjoyed Wild Wild West. I thought it was a fun movie.
Kevin Smith said he fucking hated it. But I've always enjoyed Wild Wild West myself. But
yeah, those kind of
it's a bad good movie.
late '90s, early 2000 Will Smith movies. Men in Black and iRobot and Wild Wild West and
before he
stuff
lost
like
his
that.
shit and started slapping people for no
Yeah.
fucking reason.
Before it became slap happy. I'll slap everybody in this goddamn Grammy room. Or wherever he was. Oscars, whatever.
I'm gonna slap the shit out of you.
But,
You wouldn't do it to The Rock.
no, he definitely wouldn't. The official trailer for Stephen King's The Boogeyman adaptation is out there for everybody's viewing pleasure.
I watched it.
Yeah, tell them what you thought about it.
It's definitely not the shitty early 2000s Boogeyman, that's for sure. Thank God.
Now, there's several films called The Boogeyman, by the way. There's one in the early 80s where a serial killer gets trapped in a mirror. And there's one late 90s, early 2000s about, I guess, the actual Boogeyman.
Yeah.
He's in a house, and he's tormenting people, and it's like crows going through windshields and all kinds of shit.
Man!
But
The funniest shit
this
ever.
one is a Stephen King adaptation. I guess this is a novel. I love Stephen King, but I haven't read every single novel he's ever written. So
No, I'm not gonna pretend. Either.
yeah,
It was dark. It was creepy. It seemed very suspenseful. If you pause the trailer just right, some people did. You can actually kind of see the creature type thing or the boogeyman. I don't think it's gonna be the boogeyman. I think it's gonna wind up being like a creature type thing. Honestly.
like kind of a creature that they just call the Boogeyman, or
Yeah.
in their world, that's what the Boogeyman would be.
Possibly, yeah, but it looked good. It looked very suspenseful. It actually it looked promising.
Well, that's good. It's been a while since. We went to the theaters and seen a Stephen King adaptation. Most of his stuff. It Chapter 2 was an adaptation. Was it? Yeah, it was. What
Yeah.
am I thinking of?
Yeah,
In the Tall Grass. That was Netflix exclusive, I believe.
yeah.
That one was pretty good as well, but
And Firestarter.
it was either on Peacock or it was on.
Yeah, I didn't go to theaters.
It was
right?
on Paramount, maybe. It was one of the two.
I can't remember.
I watched that one, and a lot of people hated that movie. I didn't hate it. I thought it was pretty decent.
I have yet to watch the remake, but
Well,
I don't go by what people say anyway. So
yeah, we might do a whole episode on like adaptations to movies and TV shows just based on Stephen King's work, because there's a lot to dive into. It's a lot of, and now we're getting remakes of his shit, so it's even more to talk about. So
yeah,
anyway, producer Jason Blum has confirmed that the Five Nights at Freddy film has finally began shooting. So
yeah, I saw some of the on-set shots.
yeah, so
It didn't. You can't see shit.
well, that's good. We shouldn't. I mean,
I didn't mean to. I just follow this one page, and it posted a picture of like on set and stuff like that.
yeah,
You couldn't see anything except for like some numbers and like no faces, just like chest and below. They're at a diner or some shit like that.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer that, the secrets should not be revealed. I mean, you don't want to go to a magic show and know how the magician is doing the magic, because it takes the fun out of the illusion. So if we get some of those back, pull the curtain behind, that's cool after I have already seen the movie. There used to be a thing called DVD special fucking features.
Yeah, that's the thing of the past.
Unfortunately, they take these goddamn bullshit pictures and these little videos and they put them on Facebook and TikTok and YouTube and all kinds of shit. They were doing it with Halloween Ends, all the time. Although it didn't necessarily hurt the film. I still,
They show too much.
yeah, it showed too much. Especially, I mean, we went to the theaters last night and saw Knock at the Cabin, and again we saw that horrible Scream trailer.
Actually, this one had more scenes in it
Yeah,
than the other two trailers I've seen.
and I don't have any doubts that the movie will be enjoyable, but the trailer is goddamn awful simply because it shows too much. I mean,
Yeah.
the scenes are too long. I mean,
They gave away the premise of the movie in the trailer.
yeah.
And this new one.
And this trailer wouldn't be bad if the movie was already out. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the kind of movie this is the kind of trailer that you would release if it's coming to Blu-ray and you're trying to sell it to people on television.
Yeah.
This is not the kind to say, hey, come watch my movie in the theaters, because you've already showed us everything. I mean,
I think they're scared that nobody's going to watch this Scream movie.
well, that's what it is. They know that Nib Campbell and David Arquette are not in this film, and they have to sell it. And the first thing that they said when they did like press about this or whatever is they said, "Oh, this is going to be the most goriest Scream film in history," and that's what they're going off of, and that's what they wanted to sell in the trailer. But the Scream franchise, you don't have to do that. I mean, it's a franchise. The Mask and a couple seconds are going to sell it.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. I love Neve Campbell and I love David Arquette, and they are the heart and soul of it. But let's be honest here. Scream at this point is a franchise. It's like WWE. Doesn't matter who's in the main event of WrestleMania. WrestleMania is going to be fucking sold out.
Right.
It's sold out a year before.
But I guarantee you that they wouldn't have killed David Arquette's character in the last movie if they'd known that Neve Campbell wasn't going to be a part of Part 6. I guarantee you. I bet money on it.
That's a possibility. I mean, because, the only original left is Gail, which is Courtney Cox, and she's probably not going to survive this one either. So,
no, I mean, judging by the trailer, I'm pretty sure we saw her death scene.
yeah, but
Oh well.
we'll save all that until the actual movie comes out. Anything else that's released teaser trailer wise for this film, I'm not going to watch it. I'm going to try my best to stay away from it. It just sucks though, because in the meantime, before it comes out and there's any other movie that comes to the theater, it'll fucking pop up in the theater.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, they've done shown everything except for the movie for free.
Yeah, I mean, we went to the theaters and we saw, what was the movie we saw last week?
End.
What?
Fear.
Fear.
The
fuck did you say?
I said end.
Yeah, we saw Fear
I'm
last
sorry,
week.
I couldn't wait for that goddamn movie to end.
Yeah, we saw Fear last week and we saw Knock at the Cabin last night, and the fucking Scream trailer was in both of them, so.
And by the way, to the people behind Evil Dead, that is marketing this, I just want to say that your trailer is awesome. Thank you for not extending it. Thank you for not showing too much. And thank you for keeping the same fucking trailer.
Yeah. I mean, we've also seen the Evil Dead trailer in both of the films, and it was the same movie, and it was the same thing. It wasn't enhanced. It wasn't
Added.
Nothing was added to it. I mean, it was just.
They still don't show you too much.
Yeah, you don't. I mean, you get the premise, but they don't. They're not giving away their fucking shock scenes.
Yeah, I mean, they show one shock scene in the trailer. It's where she jumps out of the tub, and then spiders between the top of the house and stuff like that, and does something creepy. Perfect. Yep. Perfect trailer.
And for those of you that are liking The Last of Us, which we are,
Love it.
it's been renewed for a second season, so that's good news for us and for anybody out there who is enjoying the series.
Yes and no. I'll elaborate on that. By the way, since episode 1, their viewership has jumped 60%. So they've gained even more people. I didn't play the second game because they went very... They did a lot of stupid shit in the second one. And I'm hoping that Season 2 does not go exactly per game. Like, I hope they take the liberties like they did with Episode 3 and try to change things around.
Okay.
I mean, I don't want to spoil anything for anybody that's like listening. I don't want to spoil anything for you, but if you want the spoilers, go to YouTube, type in Last of Us gameplay or Last of Us story, and I'm sure there's somebody out there that will be glad to walk you through it, and you'll understand the aggravation of the game.
Well, moving right along, the director of the upcoming Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, is already talking about a sequel, and he said it's pretty much going to be inspired by Terrifier 2. So the first one isn't even out, and he's already thinking about a second one. I guess it specifically said he was inspired by Terrifier 2, so I guess that's kind of a little nod to the hat about how maybe Terrifier 2 is going to be a lot more influential to filmmakers in the future.
I hope so. Fucking take it and run with it, people. If he can do it, you can do it. You got the community behind you.
Yeah, especially low-budget filmmakers. They probably, were very inspired about how Terrifier 2 probably, the way it was turned out, because it was a GoFundMe movie.
I know.
Pretty much.
Still can't believe it.
And, it's a little bit of special effects, but for the most part of all 2 hours, it's mostly practical.
Yeah. It's amazing. Yeah, just don't fuck it up for the rest of them.
Yeah, I mean, we always like more violence. We always like more gore.
Just remember with Terrifier that we got quantity and quality.
Yeah. And, put some love into it. If we can see the love coming off of the camera, we can forgive, or at least I can, little things.
Yeah.
So,
well, because, we understand.
Terrifier's not perfect. Neither one of the movies are perfect.
No,
they're not a perfect horror movie, but they might be the perfect horror movie for
You're perfect
a
for me.
horror. Yeah, like a horror fan like us. You're a mainstream horror fan, still might not get it, and that's okay. Because people like us have shown that we will flock to the theaters and see it. And you just look at the numbers and tell that. So, if you make it, we will come on your face.
No, we won't.
No. Anyway.
We will watch it, though.
There's a new documentary, and it just got a North American distribution deal. So, it's going to be upcoming. It's called Hollywood Dreams and Nightmare, the Robert Englund story.
Ah, no shit.
Yeah. So, it just got a North American distribute deal. So, be looking out for that. It's probably going to be on a streaming service or whatever. They just had to, get a distribution deal going, and They finally did. They said the name of the distribution thing, company. I didn't recognize it, but that doesn't mean anything. There's a lot of things that come out that I don't know what's from, but as long as it's, out and it gets on a streaming service or whatnot, I'd like to see it on Shudder. Shudder is good at having documentaries like that. I mean, they have
In Search of Darkness 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, In Search of Darkness. They have the 101 Scariest Movies. They have documentaries on paranormal movie, found footage movies. They have a bunch of good shit. They even have the history of Giallo films.
Yeah.
That's in, it's not even in English. It's got subtitles because it's in Italian. And they also have a Felucci, or however you say his name.
Belushi.
Yeah.
Belushi. We was talking not too long ago about that, and I was wrong. Shudder has their own categories for Italian horror slashers and stuff like that. So hats off to Shudder. If you want your Italian horror, Shudder's the way to go right now. And the subscription's pretty cheap too. It's like $5 a month. I mean, that's cheaper than going to McDonald's.
Yeah. And the last thing I want to talk about is started off as a theory. Started off as a kind of wondering. Fans had their theories. And the actual filmmaker has clarified the rumor.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Do ya?
Does it involve Scream?
No.
Oh!
You suck. Shut up.
Get on the scale. Get on the scale.
You've broken my camera. No, many people think that in Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, at the end of the film, Laurie survives and is now crazy in a mental institution. She sees the white horse and she smiles and the movie goes off.
Right.
Rob Zombie himself, though, has clarified that this is not the case.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, he has clarified that all three main characters, Dr. Loomis, Michael Myers, and Laurie, indeed die at the end, and this is the last thing that Laurie is seeing in her head before she dies. It's almost like she sees the horse, she sees her mom, she sees little Michael, and then she's about to die. It's like she's going home. That's what he was intending for that scene.
Interesting.
Yeah, because, it's, I'll be honest with you, I always thought that she was just
crazy.
Yeah, she survived and she just went batshit crazy, but no. She, I'm coming home.
Wow. Okay. Makes me like Rob Zombie's part 2 even better.
Yeah. Apparently he said this on the commentary track for Halloween 2, and I guess just nobody ever paid attention to it. But this rumor was clarified a long time ago.
Wow. Fucking idiots. Butts.
Yeah. I know a lot of people may not watch the commentary. I've watched several movies, especially if I've seen the movie a couple of times. I actually, if it does have a commentary track on it, I try to watch it. I've listened to Tobe Hooper and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I've listened to numerous Friday the 13th movies. I've listened to Halloween films with commentary on it, especially films that I'm wondering about things and hoping that they address it or say something about it. So,
right.
That's something that, I think if there's ever a reason to keep buying DVDs, Blu-rays, and stuff like that, that's one of the main reasons for me, because you're not going to get that on fucking streaming services.
Nah, that it's some people don't care about that stuff. That's why.
Yeah, I mean, I do, because I just love listening to, a director explaining, and a good director always sits there and explains to you why they do it. And especially if they have somebody sitting with them, they kind of feed off of one another, like, well, why? Well, John, why did you put this scene right there? Why did you decide to go with that color, And, the shit like that's always, fascinated me.
Yeah. Me too. It's nice knowing, like, the little ins and outs and, what their thoughts were, what their inspirations were for certain parts of the movie or just the movie in general. So, that's pretty cool. I dig that.
Yep.
I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, it makes me hate Rob Zombie's number 2 even more. Fuck you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hope you get genital herpes.
Yeah, there's nothing that, if you already hate it, there's nothing that anybody can do or say. I mean, just hate it. Just hate it. I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
It's your loss if you can't, if you can't enjoy it. I mean, there's things out there that I don't like that people enjoy, so that's my loss to them. So,
yeah,
it is what it is. However, social media is used these days more than often to express such hatred.
Yeah.
And especially when you're in, like, Facebook or whatever, and anytime Rob Zombie comes up, they not only hate this franchise, they hate every single goddamn movie he's ever made, because they just do. It's almost a trend to hate this fucking guy. Like, we're going to do a Knock at the Cabin review, and I'm not big on M. Night Shyamalan, but I can tell you right now, without spoiling our review, he did a decent job.
Yeah.
So I can put aside my pride for all of his shitty movies and praise a good one. That's fine.
Well, the problem is people can't put aside being wrong in any shape, like way, shape, or form.
No, and the fact is, they're like, if they don't like one movie by Rob Zombie, they automatically don't like another one, because most of the time he's using the same cast. He's one of those directors. And people complain about that all the time, but other directors have done that. Quentin Tarantino does that all the fucking time. He uses, he'll switch it up or whatever, but for the majority of it, it's the same shit. It's the same people, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Fucking Tim Burton. How many movies has he done with Johnny Depp? How many movies, it's not, you're not going to get anybody but Michael Keaton as Batman if it's Tim Burton directed.
Yeah, but didn't he want to get Johnny Depp as Robin?
Probably.
I think that's what I remember hearing a long time ago.
But my point is that if you enjoy working with somebody and you enjoy their style, what does it matter? That's his wife. He's going to cast Sherry Moon Zombie.
Yeah.
He's just going to do it. Whatever.
Yeah, you ain't going to make them all happy. Go hit your shin on a truck bed. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, the big ball thing.
Yeah, big balls. Big balls.
What?
Well, if anybody is interested, next week in, Concord, North Carolina?
Yeah.
It's going to be the Mad Monster Party 2023.
Yep.
I don't think you're going, are you?
No, I don't think I'm going to be able to go, because it's the 17th, I believe. Is it? Yeah, it's the 17th, and I'm getting
19th.
And I'm getting a tooth cut out. I'm getting my tooth cut out the 17th. And It's the 17th, 18th, and 19th, and I'm getting my tooth cut out on the 17th, so I probably will not feel like going out, and my mouth would probably be swollen, and
I think you should do it.
no,
Do it.
I plan on being on fucking medication, and hopefully by Monday,
Feeling loopy.
yeah, hopefully by Monday I can, the swelling go down, and I can get back to it, but, if I miss this one, it's okay. I've been to ones that you've missed before.
Bastard. Actually, what's actually funny about this is that you went to the one that I didn't go to, and it was Robert Englund there.
Yeah, I went to the one that was in Hunt Valley, Maryland.
And this one you won't be going to, and it's the one that Robert Englund's at.
Yeah. But it's also the one, Lance Hickerson is going to be there, and that was the one that I wanted to meet. And also Robert Patrick. This was, Robert Patrick had been scheduled to come like 2 or 3 times, and he always had to cancel because of filming.
Yeah.
And they actually put out a statement saying that, he's very sorry for canceling, and he is going to try his best to not cancel again. So they put out a statement saying that he's literally going to film and fly and to the convention.
Yeah.
And he's supposed to be there by 3:00. So he's not going to miss it this time. He was able to do the Arizona Mad Monster one, and he's been wanting to do the Charlotte one for a long, long time. And just scheduling conflicts, and he's so that's good news for people that want to meet him.
I'm very excited to meet Keith David.
Yeah, Keith David from The Thame.
They Live.
They Live. He was the voice of Goliath.
From the Gargoyles, he was the...
he does a lot of the Army voiceovers.
What's his name? He's the president in Rick and Morty.
Yeah, he's the president of Rick and Morty.
Evil villain in Princess and the Frog.
Mm-hmm.
Just a great fucking actor.
He kind of has that iconic voice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, it's a lot of good ones that's going to be there, from television shows like American Horror Story, and I think Alex Vinson, is he there, or is it Ellie? No, I think it's Ellie from Child's Play 2. She played Kyle. Yeah, she played Kyle in Child's Play 2. She also plays on the Chucky TV series.
Yeah, and you got Devon Shaw.
Yeah,
Final Destination, Casper, Chucky. He played Eminem Stan. Oh, the music video, the Stan video.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was in that video.
Yeah, that's a lot of good ones.
Alex Vincent.
Oh, well, yeah. There you go. Alex Vincent is going to be there. From Child's Play.
Shane.
He's the creepy guy with the big teeth and the people under the stairs.
Yeah, he played in Halloween 2, Rob Zombies, 3 from Hell. He's been in a lot of other things, too.
Yeah.
Alex Winter.
Yeah, Alex Winter from Bill and Ted, and also The Lost Boys. That's pretty good.
I'm probably going to meet several people. I'm not going to lie. I really want to meet Keith David.
Mm-hmm.
He's very interesting to me, and I seriously doubt I'm ever going to get to meet Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
So, I mean, The Thing is one of my favorite horror movies, so I know I'm going to kick myself in the scrotum if I don't meet him.
Oh, yeah. And like I said, I've been to tons of fucking conventions, so, and, there's one coming up later on this year, Carolina Fear Fest.
That one's a goodie.
Yeah, so, not too sad about it, be honest with you, shit happens, life happens, teeth have to get cut out, ass has got to get chewed.
Gonna cut you from asshole to appetite.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you for tuning in on this special edition of A Horrible Conversation. I'm JT Ripper.
And I'm Todd of Thunder saying
To lose! Ha! I did it too.